Hey, it's SparkFire, and today I'm an emotional mess. I suppose you could label this as a review since it technically is one. If you haven't seen the latest episode of The Walking Dead, then when you get around to it, you're going to want a box of tissues around. There will be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to learn who died at the hands of the hellish fiend known as Negan and his beloved Lucille, who he said during the episode was thirsty, and she certainly was thirsty, then you've been fairly warned. If you want to avoid spoilers for whatever reason, I'll officially start the video in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What I want to address is the comments I've read on the Walking Dead Facebook page and some other places where people were going off about the episode, some going so far as to compare the Walking Dead to terrorist organizations and saying it went too far. The death scene was just too much. I'm going to explain why they didn't go too far. One reason is the comic book death and the show death were practically mirror reflections of each other. That's how gruesome it got. People commented about how the episode bothered them. Now, that is both incredible writing and equally incredible acting from everyone involved. I know a lot of people are upset because they said it was too gruesome, but I mean, come on. Rick ripped a man's throat out with his own teeth at one point. The show has done some dark things. I mean, Noah got ripped apart. You know, I mean, there's some really dark stuff. So you can't say that it was too graphic, you know? So, Negan is a monster. He's a sadistic madman who took advantage of the world ending by creating a large group of people that, well, actually they fear him. The sad reality of life is crazy people end up in power and they demand respect and people blindly follow them, always too afraid to stand against them. Negan is like Hitler or Trump or Hillary. Let's put all the basket cases on the same shelf. You had to see just how far he would go, and the episode was accused of dragging on a little bit, which is untrue. The whole scene with Negan and Rick alone, the flashes of memories and thoughts, it was showing you Rick still had some courage inside of him, and he wanted to fight back. So Negan was required to break him. That's how it would happen in real life. You break the leader, you break the whole army. Glenn was definitely one of the last people in the group who somehow managed to hold on to his humanity when the world ended, and his death was tragic. In earlier seasons, we saw him go out of his way to bury people they lost, and he wanted to help other people they met along the way. He forgave a man that nearly caused his death and did get Noah killed. I know people are upset about his death in the show, and some believe they went too far by showing it with such vivid detail, but I think it was one of the most powerful scenes in the series. They showed us this horrible murder because they wanted us to feel what the other characters felt. Fear, disgust, hopelessness. They wanted us to understand why Rick broke. Some people were quick to point out the whole Maggie being ill and pregnant thing. Even I thought it made the situation feel worse. But I understand it because looking back at the previous episodes, when Gov attacked the prison and our heroes went in separate ways, Maggie thought Glenn was on the bus and she went looking for him. Naturally, it makes sense. She wanted to find the man she loved who was sick right before the attack, and she had no guarantee that he had survived. It didn't stop her from going all that way to find him. She mentioned her sister Beth like once, maybe twice at most. I don't remember because I haven't seen that season in a while. She had no confirmation of any sort telling her Beth was dead either, and she never went out looking for her, which if I had just lost my father, family would be focused on more than finding Glenn. I get she was in love, but family counts for something too, and you want your family together in that kind of situation. When Negan and his crew left, Maggie was the first one to get on her feet. She was prepared for all-out war. She tells Rick to get everyone ready for a fight while she heads to Hilltop to get medical treatment. I haven't read the comic books, but I do look up the details about it every now and then. In the comic books, Maggie. I can't English. Maggie becomes a pretty independent woman that eventually becomes leader of Hilltop. Yes, I said the leader of Hilltop, meaning the pervy guy who kept acting weird toward her is destined to fall. He was too submissive when it came to Negan, so Maggie taking over there means she can rally a few extra troops, Rick can secretly gather troops, they can get Daryl back, Carol and Morgan could possibly bring the people from, I think it was a group called the Kingdom, whose leader has a pet tiger. Not that it gives them some advantage, but Negan doesn't have a tiger now, does he? The series was never supposed to be all focused on zombies versus humans. It was meant to show how dark things would get without laws, without nobody to answer to or saying they can't do this or that. The good people have to find a way to outlast the evil ones. We've seen Rick's group turn dark themselves when push came to shove, and now we get to see them fight their way out of a corner that Negan has forced them into. They survived all this insane stuff, and now they have to survive the biggest threat of all so far. Negan is a bully, a tyrant, a monster whose own group has followed him because either they fear him, they're equally sick in the head, or they just don't know how to live without a leader. I don't know how long Negan will be in control during the show. I'm guessing throughout Season 7 he's going to be running everything while Rick and everyone else are getting ready to fight back. They might put a stop to him with the season finale. Still, I think it won't be that simple. They might have to deal with Negan up to at least the mid-season finale of Season 8, which allows them plenty of time to express how terrible Negan is. We get to meet some new characters. They rebuild their courage, rally together, and eventually take Negan down. That's how I think all this will go from here. People have commented about Negan's actions reminding them of ISIS videos. So for right now, imagine Negan as ISIS and Rick's group, Hilltop, and these other groups as everyone else in the world. They live in fear, worried one little thing might cause a huge reaction and end with the death of someone they love. The show captured this entire feeling in approximately 40 minutes, which took some incredible writing. I appreciate the amount of work put into last night's episode, and since the actors did such a wonderful job, we now understand exactly how Rick and his group feel, because it's how seeing all this unfold made us feel. We lost a character that was there back in Season 1. The other characters lost a friend that has been at their side from the beginning. Of course, you can expect it to feel awful. The last major character from Season 1 that I think we lost was back in Season 3 when Andrea got killed. So it's been a while since we lost one of the big characters. In the comics, Negan is eventually captured and imprisoned. Maybe that's what Morgan's jail cell will be used for, and I'm not sure how long the story plays out, but he somehow escapes. After what he's done, I wouldn't blame anyone for bashing Negan's skull in with his own baseball bat, give him a taste of his own medicine, and let him know that it's Lucille taking him out. Rick imprisons Negan to prove they can make it without his twisted rules, and I think putting him inside of a cell rather than killing him is where the humanity's going to come back into Rick's group. Morgan built the cell for this purpose, and I think Glenn would have wanted Negan locked away to learn his lesson. It's probably what Herschel would have asked for as well. I mean, humanity says that you don't just kill the people who go out and kill people, you lock them away and let them suffer, let them learn their lesson. I don't know where the show is going from here, but I'm both excited and nervous to see what happens next. They didn't go too far. They got a realistic message across. The world is full of good people, but now and then you will meet someone that deserves to be locked away. Someone that loves chaos and destruction and gets to make bad things happen by hiding behind the idea of, I'm just trying to send a message. A whole lot of people have died in real life because of someone trying to do the exact same thing, and in the end, the bad guy loses. That's what's going to happen. That's what always happens, because the good guys need to win. It sets that kind of tone, that the good guys always win in the end. The Walking Dead is a work of fiction, but it never felt so real as it did last night. That's going to be it, everyone. Feel free to express your thoughts down in the comment section and stay awesome. Until next time, bye-bye.